Look, mama, I made it to Forbes.
What's up, everybody? It's Stopde here, and we are going to do our first sort of coin making method, giving some strategies for making coins in NBA Live Mobile. So you've been asking for it, and I'll give you a couple of my strategies, a couple of things you can do to get started. Now, there's basically some different levels to this, because if you're just starting out with the game, some of these things may be a bit more difficult to do. So we'll start off with sort of the basics, and then we'll move into more of the auction house things and those kind of things. Well, first off, look at finishing these achievements. See what you need for them, but you can see for some of them, like for example, you get like 800 coins just for putting something into the auction house. So you can put a player in for like 100 and you'll get 800 coins for that. So you make like 700 coins just posting a player in the auction house. Even if it never sells, you still get a player. Or you still get the 800 coins. There's also 3-point pro. So I made 100 3-points and I got 10,000 coins and a hoops pack for that. So that's pretty good. All you got to do is play head to head, make 10,000 coins. You also make coins just by playing those. Seasons as well. Seasons is a really good one. If you make a perfect season, you get 2,500 coins. 400 points, you get 4,000 coins. You also get packs and stuff along the way. And seasons themselves, you get 800 coins per game. So basically every season you're going to get, probably somewhere around 15 to 18,000 because you get a bit more when you play the playoffs and stuff like that. So as you're going through it, you get, a whole bunch of coins just for playing a season. And so maybe, an hour of gameplay or something to do it. It's about two minutes per quarter. So you got 2 minutes per quarter. You got, 4 quarters in a game. You got 18 games. So you're looking at, 2 hours or whatever of gameplay. The other thing with it though, if you're in the game and you don't really want to be playing, you can go into the game and just hit the play button and it will do a bit of autoplay for you as well. So you have to play the game, but as you're doing this, you better not forfeit that. We'll save and exit. That can help get you some coins and stuff as well with that. So less fun, but if you want to just play a few extra season games here and there, you can do that as well. So that's kind of the first way to sort of build up some coins, get yourself going. And at this time, and this is something that's going to constantly change. So this is a big part of making coins, is know that it always changes. So it could be different today. It could be different by the time, the video like 2 days from now. By the time you're even watching this video, it may be a completely different strategy. So make sure, you check it out, make sure it's still kind of working like that. But right now, hoops packs, there's actually a really good chance that you could make some money on these hoops packs because gold players are going for a fair amount. A few days ago, gold players were going for basically every single hoops pack was going to make you money because gold players were all for about 78,000. But now, so if you look at this one, we get our 2 silver players, we get our gold 79 player, and then we get our 2 bronze players. So silver players are going for about 2,000 to 2,000. Well, no, probably not 2,000, about 1,000 each. So 1,000 each, and then our gold player 79 overall will maybe get us 6,000 or 7,000. So we're getting close to about 10,000 there, which means we lost about 5,000 on it. But if you think you open a couple packs, you get an elite, some big player, something like that in there, you can sell those for about 60,000 and make it back. So it's a bit riskier to do something like that, but it is a pretty good strategy. Especially at this time, and you get to open packs, right? Like that's part of the fun of this game, is opening up some packs and things like that. So the other thing you can do is you can really hope to get lucky and do large quick sells. So large quick sells you can get anywhere between not 1 coin, it's 1,000 to 1,000,000 coins. Now I've opened 11 earlier and I got 256,000 in total, which is probably a lot more than I would have got just selling the players for those, because I just put them into the player sets and each one maybe would be 5,000 and then put them in for there. And actually these these gold trade-ins, these silver trade-ins, they have pretty good pull rate right now for golds, elites, trophies, and all of those things. So they're actually pretty good, these trade-ins right now. But again, it could change and stuff like that. So the quick sells, not quite as good. I don't think I would recommend doing the quick sells. You only get 25,000 coins, and it's better spent just saving these. Unless you have a lot of extra silver and bronze trophies, the large quick sells are usually the way to go. Because it's going to be the same pull rate. It's going to be like if you pulled 1,000,000, it'd be like pulling the 25,000 in the quick sell. So this is kind of some ways to get you started, get you into basically starting making coins in Madden Mobile. Or not Madden Mobile, in NBA Live Mobile. Now, some other ones you can do looking at the auction house. So the auction house, if you have not been to the auction house before, I'm going to overview for a little bit. I'll put a thing below to kind of timeline this so that you can skip ahead of all of this if you know everything about the auction house. You just want to kind of look at some of the things we're looking at picking up. But basically, to do this, in the auction house, you can type in the player's name. You don't even have to type in the whole name. If we type in O, anybody that has an O in it is going to come up. So you see Jason Kidd came up, Dennis Rodman came up. All of them have O's in them, so they showed up as our players. So if you want to sort it that way, you can do that. You can also limit it to different levels. So for example, if we just want the gold and elite players, that's just going to bring up the gold and elite players. We can also put just players, just collectibles. If we don't want the collectibles to muddle with the stuff we have, then we can just put on players. So for example, if we just want silver players. Now, when we were talking about it before, we said most silver players kind of go for about 1,000. So if we go here, you can see all of them here have been sold for 1,000. So all of these ones were sold for 1,000. We start to bring it up a little. We can change the buy now to be a little bit higher. Now you see, well, oh, it's because I put in 12. That's not going to work. Not 12,000. 1,200. Okay, so if I put in 1,200, you can still see that all of them have been sold. So we'll put up a little bit higher, go up to about 2,000. So we put up to 2,000. You can see now we're at a point where not all of these players are selling. So the other problem with this too is if you look at this, there's a minute to go, and these ones are only at 1,000. So if we put it at a buy now of 1,000, these players would have sold. But because we put it at a buy now of 2,000, these players are not going to sell for probably much more than 1,000. So when you're doing it, try and undersell yourself, or at least make your buy now and your start price really close together. So if you're putting it on, don't put like a 100 start price and a 2,000 buy now. You probably won't get it up to that 2,000. Whereas if you put it at a 1,000 start, so if we put it say like a 12,000 or 1,200 start, I'm saying 1,000, 1,200 start, you can see it would have sold. But that player is not going to make 1,200 because they put a 2,000 buy now and a 1,000 start. So if you really want to make sure it sells for 1,200, but you want to see if you can get 2,000, start it at 1,200. Don't start it at 1,000 because you may only end up getting the minimum. And it may not sell, but sometimes you just want to put it in and see if you can get something good out of it. So there you go. So these are that's sort of the silver players. So what that tells us then is every time you buy a player for 1,000, if you can sell it for 1,000, basically they take a 10% auction fee. So if we sell it for 1,000, you're looking at needing to sell it for basically, I think it's 1,100. No, it's about 1,200. So about 1,200 in order to make money. So make about 80 coins if you sell for 1,200. So if you do it a whole bunch of times, you get. So basically, that we see that we can sell for 1,200. So if we can buy these ones for 1,000, each one of these will make about 80 coins. So not a lot, probably not any more than it would be, playing season games. But it does make you a little bit. If you get them for less, if you get them for like 500, 400, you're going to make even more off of it. But it's a way to get started, a way to get into it. Now, some of the bigger ones right now, especially gold players, are the way to go. 82 and over gold players are the ones that are going to kind of be the big money ones for you right now. So if we look, the one that I've been doing to pick up some coins is 20,000 players. So if we look up here, we have Derek Favors. We'll pick him up. So 20,000, we got him for 20,000. Now, he's probably not the best one to get because I know there are a lot of him to go for about 25,000. You can see there, so a bunch go to 25,000. But even here, there's none here that have made it less than 3 hours and 25 minutes. That means that probably some of these, like almost all of these, are going to end up being sold. So if we go up, let's say 28,000, and we'll search for just him. So still, even this one, the least one is an hour. So I'd probably go and I'd try and put him in into the auction house. See 30, that one's going to go. And you see actually there, start price 29, it's going to sell for 29,000. So that person's buying for 29. It looks like I probably could sell them for 29,000, which means I'm going to make on that one. I bought it for 20. If I can sell it for, let's say 28,000. If I can sell it for 28,000, I'm going to make about 5,000 coins on it. So 5,000 coins on that player there. which is pretty good. It's going to take 3 hours, 4 hours in order for me to get those, but hey, if you're willing to wait for that, we'll do that. So to put a player in, put him in. Make sure to put a start price that you actually are willing to deal with if it sells for that price, and then put it in there. Now the other thing about this, especially because the game is so new, it's going to change daily. So this is a bit riskier. I don't generally like to put them in for something that's not going to guarantee a sell within the first 20, 30 minutes, just because the game changes so frequently. They could come out with new packs. But the one nice thing is that you kind of can see is if you go to the store, they're not releasing any new packs, or it doesn't look like they're releasing any new packs until March 1st. So there's probably not going to be a new content that's really going to lower the prices of golds until some new events come out, new packs and those kind of things that sort of draw down the price of those players. So the other thing is if you were looking at this and you're saying, okay, well, I don't really, there's a lot going for 25. I don't really want to put him at 20,000, and you don't want him to show up, or you want to go at 25, 25,000. You have a bit more coins around, and you want to try and pick him up. You see, there's all these players here. Well, the Al Horford would sell for a lot more. It goes for about 35, 40,000, whereas Derek Favors and the Brook Lopez go for a bit less. So what you can do is, we go into our team. We can put on every single one of the teams to start off with, and then take off the teams that we don't want. So if we take off the two teams that they are, now the only one that shows up is the Al Horford, and any other teams that were not on there. So this is basically the filters. This is helping narrow it down to just the players we want. This is also good if you just want to pick up players from a certain team, put them there. Like if you're trying to get players for any of the impact sets or anything like that. Also positions. If some positions are better than others, you can put them on, check them on and off right there. So this is kind of like a base thing. Now when you're doing this, you don't really need to put silver, like specify which type of player you want, because if they're 82, they're going to be gold or elite. And you want to, if an elite comes up, that's going to be like wicked for you. So the auction house, the times change. I've seen them in this game going around 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes. They're usually pretty close to on time, but kind of just get a feel for when they're launching, when they drop new content. You can see a nice way to do it is if you have one player here. So if we have Al Horford here and we just keep going through it, as soon as that says it's gone and that item's no longer there, we know that the auction house is reset, and it's some new players. If there's nothing there, it's kind of like you could be, it could be that nothing new dropped, or it could be that it hasn't reset yet. So it's nice if you have something there that's sold that you can see. But again, always make sure when you're picking up players, when you're trying to do this, you're looking for other, what else they're going for. How much are they? Okay, so here we go, 20,000. So we just got Paul Millsap for 20,000. That is wicked. So first of all, we'll go and we'll look at what we can get from him. I think he goes for like 30,000 at least. So there's nothing even there for 30,000, 50,000. So 40,000. So we get about 40,000 from there. So we're going to make about 20,000 on that Paul Millsap one there. So that was a pretty good one to showcase there. So we'll go 35,000. 38,000, and then pick that up there. So this is just one of the sort of strategies doing it. Just look for players that are going for a lot, and try and pick them up. That's, you can do trophies. You can see if you can get trophies for cheaper, but essentially you always just want to find players that are cheaper than other ones, and watch the market, see how the market changes, and this is how you're going to make yourself some coins in NBA Live Mobile. So basically, here's what we do. We play the season games, we play the head-to-head to get us started. Maybe we open some packs, try and get lucky, try and get a couple of legend pulls, something like that, have a bit of fun with it. And then you can go to the auction house, pick up some of these players once you got a little bit of money. Around 20,000 is all you need to basically start getting started on those gold pulls. Get some 82 or over players, and then use some filters basically to help try and narrow down the search criteria. So hopefully this helped you out. Hopefully this helps get you started. But yeah, so it's been a pleasure. Thanks for checking this out and stopping by. Stopde out.